The leaders say getting stung is part of it. They say over time it hurts less. I have autonomy over my body and soul, and yet somehow they think I choose pain because I didn't wear a suit. Because I wore my house clothes, not some sterile self-enclosure. Blame places guilt on you, yes. But it places responsibility as well. I'm responsible now. Accountable for my own pain. I'm my own villain, victim, nurse, caretaker, all in one. I'm the perpetrator. Violence, I was taught from a young age, is always self-inflicted. When I was 7, my uncle killed his wife. His defense simply was that it was what God wanted. His wife had no understanding of fidelity, and he brought it upon himself to punish her. I visited him in prison that year, age 7, brimming with righteous, indulgent anger, and I yelled at him in a pitchy, tactfully shrill yell that only a child can produce. How do you know what God wants? Because I've read his great thick book, he said. Because I've heard him and seen his fingerprints all over the earth. His words were so calm, but there was a tautness to them. I could hear in his throat the resurgence of anger that boiled beneath even his words and actions. That was the closest thing I've ever heard to God's voice. It told me, run. It's about perception. Even then at 7, I'd seen God's fingerprints, but I see them now more clearly. I've seen the blood-stamped foreheads of honest men who begged for survival. I've seen a dying man stab himself dead after praying himself to tears. Those fingerprints, I think, must be left by a vengeful hand. Find humor in how many are surprised I don't speak with the tongue of a woman. Speak with the heart of a woman, though. The virtuous one, once. I've taken up beekeeping. The bee is virtuous. Its virginity renders it something sacred. Glorified being elevates it to the status of a saint. The bee is always chaste, and always dies by its own hand. Those are the only 2 things which can be taken and never giving back. Chastity and life itself. And an absence of virtue may as well be death, so. I was stung in the beginning. They say I should have known how to guard myself. To wear the shields and masks, draping myself in white and obscuring any indication of my bodily form or mortality. Maybe then, if I was protected, if I wore the gloves and the smock and the suit, maybe then it wouldn't have been my fault. But I'll die wondering. There is a wind now that the future won't know. I'll rip it out of the world with me. This wind will snake through canyons, cracking and marring each smooth stone with such precision that in them will be carved a portrait of me. And then I will be glorified. When the earth takes the roots of my pain and lays them to dust, erecting a sky-piercing statue in my honor. Glory doesn't fall in straight lines. never falls flat on canvas. Glory falls on you only when you kill what seeks to kill you. Maybe I stumbled into her, even sought out a world that never wanted me anyhow. A world that would do anything to draw blood. A world that would always blame me. And now, because I didn't wear the correct thing, or because my skin was exposed, or because I simply showed up, I somehow deserved the sting. That's what they say.